Good morning, everybody, and happy Tuesday. If you're here with me in the Discord chat or in the YouTube chat, go ahead and say what's up. Let's see who's with us. We have Apex, Amateur Genius, O'Keefe, WD, Chris, Jay Covey, Panchua, Midland Trader, Darren, Alfred, Silent NW, Lone Wolf, Luna, Ghost Trader, GV, Nuggets, Angus, Airbear, Bill, Raymond, Josh, Cyrus, Kenko, Big Sky, Vincent, Venizap, Sadek, Georgia Dog, Claire FT, good morning, Gary GMC, The Trader. Oh my goodness, we have The Trader with us live and direct right now. Good morning, good morning. Good morning to everybody out there. Good morning, Hoop, Epic Gamer. Good morning, Julius, G-Dub, Angel, Storm Scalp, Seth, Trader Page. Good morning, Scott Bro, Shane Gilmore. Good morning, TNT, Praz, McNasty, Freeper, David Cabot, Lil Stegs. Good morning, Brian, Amer, Frank. Good morning, good morning. Good morning, Jesse James, Steve, Dan, 007, Gringo, DK. Good to see you, DK. Dips, Picky, Bullshark, DJ, two daily max losers in a mouth. Love your name. DJ Mad Rack with us here. Lucho, James, Woo, Richard, Mash, Braja, Brody. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Travis says $18 across 4 XFAs so far. Shoulder tap incoming. Look out. Mick is coming in hot. Good morning, Bird. Dustin, how you doing? Dustin says they're loving the TopStep X platform. Yeah, it's I traded the TopStep X platform yesterday on Recapping with Rips and Power Hour. We did pretty well. It was nice to copy that across 5 50K TopStep combines there. Good morning, Enzo. Good morning, Strictly Trade Biz. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Did you folks catch Coach Dakota last night on Slow Markets? He put on one doozy of a trade here. I think somebody in Clubhouse caught it too. No, they don't do 5 XFAs yet. Maybe they will in the future. There's more announcements. Basically, every single week, this upcoming few weeks, there's going to be an announcement on TopStep X every single week. So pay attention. Stay tuned for that. If you look at the pinned message here at the top of the chat, I do have that discount code. TopStep X is the discount code where you can get started for as low as $19 on a 50K combine, which is great. The limit on the amount of combines that you can buy at that price is $10, but you can trade as many combines as you want. Once you pass into the funding level, you can trade 3 XFAs. That's what I'm trading right now. I have 3 XFAs plus a live funded account, but I haven't touched that live funded account in a hot minute. We'll be trading some combines, I think, on the onset here, just seeing how the market's shaping up. Today is a little bit better than yesterday in terms of news. We do have some notes to go over because we had Barkin and Williams speaking yesterday. So I do want to go over what they were talking about. Checking it out on Nikkei, but I did grab the 525 short. Nice work there, Kelpie Ventures. Very nice. So, the 50K accounts are $19, which is one heck of a deal. TopStep, if you've been trading with TopStep for a hot minute, you do know that TopStep really does not do these deals. So if you're having, the way that I look at this is that if you're actually having any kind of trouble in passing combines right now, it's a really good deal to be able to get those combines, have them kind of rotating. What you can do is that you can trade on a combine. Let's say you do really, really well. Trade on that combine and then rotate to the next one and continue to rotate combines until you're feeling out of the pocket for the day, and then lock it up for the day. They have that beautiful lockout feature where you can lock yourself out, and then you approach it the next day and you just kind of rotate through them. And because you're spreading out your risk, right? And this is for you folks out there that are having trouble passing combines. Because you're spreading out your risk, the likelihood of you passing should go up. Now, if you're approaching a combine, you're not doing well, you should probably lock yourself out for the day. But the thing is that I believe that you should be rotating through these as you are doing well. And then the moment that you're not, you put the kibosh on it and you stop your accounts out. You hit that lock button on all of your accounts, and then you approach it for the next day. And if the market does something crazy and you're locked out, you miss it, no big deal. The market's going to be open the next day. So just rotating through those combines should give you that ease of use to pass. And at being only $20, $19 a combine, I mean, that's, again, you can't beat that price, can't beat that deal. And hopefully that should be able to get you to the point where you can at least pass into an XFA. Once you pass, if you're that kind of person who had a lot of trouble getting to that point where you had the XFA, You're paying a lifetime fee, so you don't have to pay monthly on it. And because of that, you should be able to approach it very, very slow. And now with the micros to minis conversion, those 50K XFAs really do make a lot of sense, meaning that you can scale that to 20 micros when you're trading on the onset of that account. With the scaling plan, it starts out, you can trade 20 micros right out of the gates on that XFA. So you should be able to maneuver the markets pretty well trading either the micro S&Ps or the micro NASDAQ or whatever, micro gold, whatever you want to be trading. So that's what my recommendation would be for you folks out there that are having any kind of trouble. Also, if you wanted to take advantage of the offer, there's the 150K accounts, I believe, are $119 and the 100K accounts are $69. So all good deals all around. The deal is going to last until next Monday. Make sure you're taking advantage of that if you're looking to trade on, on TopStep X. Gringo Loco says, math, 5 combines for the price of 2 sounds like a deal. Exactly right. So you're essentially getting 5 combines now for what you used to pay for 2. And remember, the rebill stays at that $19 until you pass those. So taking advantage of the deal is definitely it's a great deal. And TopStep rarely ever does sales. So it's really cool to be able to present this news to you folks. Let's see here. I lowered the max loss limit on my combines and trade 1 a day. Helpful in passing the combines if you're not suffering max loss. I agree with you there, Toby. It's very good advice. Micro and fee is silly. Just trade 1 mini or 2 max. If not, then trade only 2 or 3 micros max. I was trading, yesterday. I was trading on the micros. I was trading on the micros yesterday on TopStep TV. And by the way, I'm going to be on TopStep TV again today with Dakota. Actually, we're going to be trading on fast markets together. But I did trade on the micros yesterday, and I think I got the position up to 15 micros on a 50K account, and the fees were really nominal because there's no commissions, but you do pay the exchange fees. It's a really good deal. Good morning, the Duke. How you doing? Are we already NQ June? Yeah, we've been in NQ June for a while. Keep in mind the June contracts will be expiring a month from Friday, not this Friday, but the following Friday. So we're going to be coming into the expiration of those contracts before you even know it. It's going to fly right by, and then we're going to be rolling contracts, and everybody's going to be messaging saying, wait, why did the NQ spike up? What's going on here? And well, it's because it's contract roll week, but we're not there yet. It's far away. Good morning. Just started the stream. What special offers are you talking about? There's a pinned thing to the top of the chat there in the YouTube chat where it says start trading futures today with TopStep, code TopStep X. So you click that link. You can get that 50K account for $19. Just put in that code TopStep X without the quotation marks, and you'll get that there. Like how TopStep X handles the rollover for you. It's very true. Good morning, sir. Not sure if you caught my comment on TopStep TV, but passed the combine I won last week. Yo, give it up for Steven Alexander. That's awesome. So did you win? You won one of the contests here on the Clubhouse channel, and you passed it. Wow, give it up for Steven Alexander. That's great. That's exactly what I want to see, is the folks who are winning the combines, passing those combines in XFAs. That's amazing. That's awesome. Can you demo simulation trade on TopStep X? Yeah, you can trade on a practice account on TopStep X. They give you a practice account that you can use on there, which is great. So you can familiarize yourself with the platform and go through anything that you're looking to do on that. And it's a very robust platform. But the greatest part about it is that it's built by the community right now, meaning that any kind of features that you're looking for, anything that it's lacking, there's a community section where you can add a feature request, and they're working on it. And it's one of the few things, like with NinjaTrader, we're working on a hotkey toolkit for NinjaTrader. That's one of the things where we have to build that ourselves. Whereas with TopStep X, you can request certain features, and if there's enough interest in those features, it's likely that they'll make it into the platform. For instance, the lockout button. I've never seen a lockout button anywhere in any trading platform, and TopStep X came out with that, and the feedback on that has been phenomenal, because whether you're having a good day or a bad day, being able to lock yourself out and keep yourself from over trading is a great thing. It's been saving a lot of people, and I think it's been keeping a lot of people kind of in line there with their trading there. Are you sure? I've got TopStep X since February. There are no practice accounts. 99% sure. Is there anybody else who has not been able to get a practice account on TopStep X? I've always known people to have practice accounts on TopStep X. I'm having trouble. I passed my 3rd combine, but seem to only lose money on my XFA. Rips, why am I stupid? Can you help? Trade on the micros. Only trade on the micros on your XFA. Yeah, they do have practice accounts. Okay. Got to talk to support. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of folks in here using practice accounts. Okay. You have to activate it from your dashboard. That makes sense. Practice account works fine on X. Good morning, National. Good to see you. You need to request the practice account. You have to activate it in your dashboard. There you go. So go to your dashboard to activate the practice account for TopStep X. There you go. There you go. So yeah, what I would say there, who was that question? American Pride. I would say trade on the micros instead of the minis. There's obviously, and limit yourself. If you're trading on TopStep X, you can set that personal daily loss limit. Limit yourself, limit your downside. But there's obviously something that's going on upstairs here where you're psyching yourself out, you're psyching yourself up. And that can definitely change the way that you're perceiving the market there. Ribs, does a 50K account make the most sense to not have to build 9K in the account? I mean, it's up to everybody's different. I prefer trading on the 150K accounts myself. There's folks out there that can pass a 50K account a lot quicker and then be able to have a good start on that account and just trade it up. I always say, could you make a lot of money in the 50K that you wouldn't be able to, like, is the 150K going to give you the opportunity to make more money versus the 50K? Not necessarily, because at max power, I guess you could say, when you get the 50K XFA scaled up, you can actually trade it quite well. And if you're looking at like Mr. Kofifi, I tell his story a lot. He traded a 50K account up to $50,000 in XFA profits, and that's in a 50K account. So are you limited on the amount of upside profit you can make? Absolutely not. So yeah, I mean, if the 50K account is easy for passing, then maybe it's going to be easy for your XFAs, right? Good morning there, Kenny. Ribs, how much are the resets on TopStep X? Are they 19 also? No, they are full price resets, but you can just buy another account instead of resetting at that $19 price. And then it will rebill at that $19 price. Hey, Ribs, do you still invest, trade crypto? Hopefully some good opportunities coming over the next few months. I haven't touched crypto in quite some time. I did have a good experience with crypto. I was trading it back in 2015, 2016, and actively trading it too, back when Coinbase Pro first came out. I don't even know what they call it now, but back when it first came out, it was really, really great. And traded it up then. And I really haven't messed with crypto all that much lately. I have some friends that are deep into crypto that do a lot of crypto investing, trading. I had some folks that were actually doing really, really well, that friends of mine that were trading NFTs and that were doing really, really well, but never did any of that myself. Good morning, National. Good morning, KG Dana. Will TopStep allow me to transfer my 2 XFAs from Ninja to TopStep X? If you haven't traded on them yet, Jim, maybe they'll accommodate that, but there's a setup fee that they have to pay, so that they might not accommodate you on that. But I would reach out to support and see. The $19 reset will only be as long as the coupon is good. After that reset is normal price. I didn't know that. I didn't know that the reset was $19. I know that it rebills at $19. I thought resets were full price, but when are we going to be trading more than 3 XFAs? I have no idea. It may be never. It may be next week. It may be 2 weeks from now. I have absolutely no idea. More Ribs, question for you, please. I have TopStep on one computer and my old TopStep registration on another. Is there an issue trading them at the same time, going in the same direction? Of course. If you're using multiple accounts, they'll ban you. So if you have multiple TopStep accounts, they will absolutely ban you. So I would pick an account and stick with that one. And I would let them know sooner than later, because the last thing you want is to pass it to an XFA, make money in an XFA, and then request a withdrawal. And they say, well, we looked at your behavior here and you were using 2 accounts and that's against our terms of service. So I would let them know as soon as possible that you kind of messed up there, and then just stick with one. That's the thing, is like, there's somebody that was breaking the rules and doing something nefarious, and they made like $250,000 doing some nefarious stuff. And guess who didn't get a payout? That person got up on the leaderboard, and then they got subsequently squashed like a bug because they were trying to cheat the system. So anytime that you feel that you're doing something untoward, then I would say don't do it. That's simple thing. They're a company, they need to protect their interests. If you're trying to do something like multiple accounts and, but even so, I'm going in the right direction, it's against their terms of service. So just don't do it. NQ not giving a clear direction, your thoughts. I'm staying out right now. I don't want to be trading this just yet. See what happens when we come back up into the VWAP over here. I'd like to see, we're just kind of making lower lows here, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. So, I'd like to see this kind of rolling over gently. I am going to be on TopStep TV today, like I said, trading on fast markets. So We will not be trading the open together here on YouTube, and we'll see if we can get in any kind of trades. But the thing is that there really is no news coming out outside of the Redbook retail sales. So I expect the market to just kind of wiggle around. So we'll have to see. I think that got resolved. He was doing what they thought he was. So yeah. So there you go. So got resolved not in that person's favor because I'm sure that they were doing something no good. Why would you need multiple accounts? Doesn't make sense. Yeah, if you don't need multiple TopStep accounts, but trading multiple XFAs, that's a different story. But yeah, there's no reason. Again, if you're doing that, do not do that. If like somebody asked right above, I have one computer with this TopStep account, and this computer with this one. Don't do that. Just stop right away. Let them know that you accidentally did that, and then just move right on. Mick said it was a system error and they cleared that guy. Oh, okay. Yeah. So I don't know. Maybe it was that guy. Maybe it wasn't. Who knows? I have no idea. So now we don't have news. That is correct. We don't have news until 8:55. But I do want to go over the commentary that we heard yesterday from Fed Williams and Fed's Barkin. I just want to get through all of your questions first before we get there. It's going to be a pretty slow morning here. I haven't taken any trades myself, obviously. Go on there. It's like, go on, show me the thing. Yeah, no trades for me yet. Just kind of wiggling around over here. Not really seeing anything making its way that I want to be taking a trade. We're just kind of wiggling around. Although the volume has been a little bit better than what we saw yesterday, which is good. He did have to start over. Okay, so there you go. So then he wasn't... yeah, I have no idea. I guess I missed that episode, but yeah. Good morning. I hope everyone is having a better morning than I am. Woke up to a totaled car doing its best impersonation of a hot dog bun with a large tree as a hot dog. Oh my gosh, that is so wild there, Wally. That's crazy. Take a picture, tag me in that on Twitter. I got to see that. Sorry about that. Hopefully insurance will take care of that there. Rips, what about husband and wife with an account each? Is that fine? Again, that's kind of, I would go through the terms of service. They might say it's one account per household. But, there again, if it's real, if what you're doing is real, right? If you have your wife that's actually trading and then you're actually trading, it's fine. But if you're doing something where it's like my wife is trading or my husband is trading, you're going to get found out eventually and they'll go after you. So the idea is that if you're not trying to screw over TopStep, you're fine. If you're trying to come up with creative ways that you think that you're smarter than them, it will eventually catch up with you. I promise you that. Rips, I think you're confusing the issue with multiple accounts and the rules. In what way? I trade and my son trades and I have no idea what he does. I hope that does not cause me any trouble trading. Again, if it's a real thing, don't worry about it. If it's fake and you're trying to screw them over, then absolutely, then stop doing it. It's very, very, very simple. Let's see. Hi, Ribs, quite new, so apologies if it's already been asked. I know you have an amazing pair of monitors, but have you ever tried trading using multiple smaller monitors? Thoughts if it's good? I used to trade on smaller monitors back when, we're talking about 8 years ago. I think the smallest monitors I traded on, were 27-inch monitors, but I really love the setup that I have now. I prefer having less screens because there's less bezels. But, everybody's different. Dakota trades on one screen. He is the best trader on TopStep right now. So more screens equals better trading? Not necessarily. Dakota's proven that theory quite wrong. So, it is personal preference. I like having screen real estate, especially since I'm streaming. I need to have a lot of these screens in the real estate. But personally, I like having the wide screens without the bezels. I prefer that personally. I think it's a better view. It's a better look. And... yeah, absolutely love it. The only issue TopStep really has is when people hedge with multiple accounts in YOLO. Yep, that's definitely a no-no there. Mick and Hogue both have a father and son history, so I'm 100% sure if you're trading like me and my son, there would be zero problems. Again, if you're doing something in reality and it's like your son is trading and you're trading, perfectly fine. If you're doing something where it's like my son is trading, yeah, you're going to get found out. Maybe not right away, but it'll eventually catch up with you. That's what I'm saying. If you're an honest person, don't worry about it. You're fine. Dakota uses iPad screen too. Yeah, he has his phone, he has his iPad, and that's for managing the multiple accounts. One is the LFA and the XFAs. I don't know if he's trading on XFAs still, but we'll find out today. Rips, what's your thinking on the NQ? Is this just a pullback or are we going to all-time highs? There's a good argument for both. Well, the fact is that Nvidia rejected in the 700s, right? Nvidia is the number 3 weight of the NQ. So NQ is above 910 right now. We're trading 913 evens on Nvidia. So does Nvidia have the juice to make it all the way to 1,000? If it does, it's going to carry the NQ with it. We have AI as a sector kind of blowing up right now. The fact of the matter is that we got through most of these earnings except for Nvidia, and everything is trending to the north side. Apple has an event today, and they could be talking about AI with that. If they do mention AI and investors are interested in AI, that could have a contagion effect where we could see all of these AI companies. We're talking about Google, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, Nvidia, all of these AI related companies sort of trending up. And as we are kind of exploring the idea that, this week is going to be anything but bonds again, and we'll have that clear picture. Because why? Well, we have a 10-year note auction on Wednesday, tomorrow. We have a 30-year bond auction on Thursday. That's going to clue us in whether or not are investors interested in long-term fixies. If they're not, then where do they go? Money just doesn't go sit in cash, right? Cash is a position. You've heard that before. But when the markets are moving like this, the markets are trending up, it's an election year, there could be a lot of alpha to be caught. And so that could be keeping these markets drifting higher and higher. So this week will be important to be watching those long-term fixies and see if the participation is high. If it's not, then those analysts over at BOFA are correct, saying that we are in an anything but bond cycle right now. And so I'm going to be keenly watching while I'm on TopStep TV. I'm going to have in another window the Apple event. If they start talking AI, it would be something that we haven't seen, right? We saw when they introduced their virtual assistant, Miss S, long time ago. And that has been not the greatest AI thing. But if they came out today, I know it's an iPad event. It's centered around hardware. But if they started talking about AI and they started talking about they're going to make improvements to that they have a whole team that's working on that, that could really mix things up. And that could get investors excited about the space. Because if that is going to be, if they're saying, hey, in the future, this is something that we're putting a lot of dollars towards, a lot of development towards, that means that the space has a long-term staying space. This isn't an overnight cycle that's going to go away. And all of these companies that are putting in a lot of effort and a lot of money into this are going to continue to drift higher. So a lot to watch for today outside of the regular news events. We do have a short-term fixies today. We have a 4 and 8 week bill announcement. That's an announcement. We have a 3-year note auction. So somewhat midterm fixies in the 3 years. We're going to see how that affects the yield curve. That's going to be at 1 p.m. today. We also have the TIPP economic optimism read. That's coming out right when the Apple event starts at 10 a.m. Eastern. So there's a lot of stuff today that's going to be interesting. It may not move the market with a quick move, but it could have a lasting effect on where the markets tend to drift to over the next few weeks. So if Apple does mention AI in their conversation today during their presentation, well, we could see a lot of these equity names drifting higher. If they don't mention it, we could see a reason for these names maybe to drift lower. But, the world does not revolve around Apple. So if they don't mention AI, it's one of those things where, it's okay. It's not that big of a deal. Maybe it'll come in a later presentation this year. The earnings to watch this week left over, we still have Rivian, we have Lyft, we have Uber, Shopify, Affirm, Hood, AMC, and the Trade Desk. Those are the ones that I want to be paying attention to. But most of the big earnings have already passed. The only one that I'm really waiting on is going to be on May 22nd. So that's going to be, I think it's 2 Wednesdays. How far out is that? So not this Wednesday, 2 Wednesdays from next Wednesday. So 2 Wednesdays from tomorrow, it's going to be smack dab towards the middle of the month there, May 22nd. That's going to be Nvidia earnings. That should be exciting. So whatever the market does until that point is going to be interesting. We may see it drift higher. We may see it kind of start to roll over here as we've kind of perked up at these highs. But we could see this just continue to squeeze and squeeze and squeeze. I mean, we could see the S&Ps at 5,300 by the end of the month, if not sooner. There's a lot of different things that could be happening right now. But today, right now, this morning, I'm not seeing anything in as far as directionality that's going to be giving me a potential to trade here. And I don't even know if I'm going to be placing a trade until I go on fast markets here. So let's talk about what we heard from Fed's Williams first. So he said that we are seeing job growth being moderate. He said eventually there will be rate cuts in the U.S. The Fed will make the rate cut decision based on the totality of data. Data fluctuates in unpredictable ways. So taking that commentary, That to me, I perceive that as dovish commentary. And it's one of those things where he could have said, we're not sure if we're going to be cutting rates or not. It was very, very dovish in that sense. He did say the Fed is in the early days of thinking about how to use AI. So it was interesting to hear him saying and talking about AI. The balance sheet wind down has gone smoothly and hasn't affected the markets. Remember, Jerome Powell mentioned that they are slowing down their balance sheet runoff. So it is kind of a form of QE with QT, which I thought was kind of interesting. He said consumers are still spending. He expects the GDP range in 2024 at 2 and 2.5%. Expects good, though somewhat slower GDP growth throughout the year. He said real wages are improving, and he sees more sign of consumer caution in their spending habits, which again, that's a good thing for the Fed, because if consumers are saying that they're going to be cautious with their spending, it means that they're more frugal, they're less likely to spend money on inflated prices. And in any market, if prices are not attractive, then they're going to be drifting down there. He does see more signs of consumer caution. Like I said, the economy is still healthy, but it is still growing. But growing slowly at a slow pace. Higher government debt means somewhat higher global rates. So the more debt that we get, then we'll have higher global rates across the board. But we have seen the ECB and also the BOC, Bank of Canada. We've seen Macklem talking about that they're looking at rate cuts as well. He did say it's too soon to know how AI will affect the economy long term. So multiple points of conversation about AI from Williams there yesterday. He said the Russian war on Ukraine has been a big event for the global economy. Inflation would have retreated more swiftly absent this war. So he is blaming the war on the reason why inflation is still sticky. And he did say the low volatility world may be behind us. So expecting more high volatility. And this is from Fed's Williams. He is a voter there. Billy Joe says, hey, Ribs, watched your interview this morning with Austin Silver. Got an incredible amount of insight from it. Thanks. Just wish you would have let you talk more. Thank you, Billy Joe. Glad you enjoyed that. That's actually been getting quite a lot of views. I think it's one of his fastest viewed podcasts, which is very, very cool. And it was great. I had a really great time. If you haven't checked it out, I highly recommend watching it. You just search on YouTube ASFX and it'll pop right up. Do all these market fundamentals play a role in your scalping strategies? Well, it gives me a general idea on what I'm expecting for the day. If we're talking about, scalping, hyper scalping, I'm looking at the order flow, but there's a lot of times where the news event should suggest that we're going to go in an overarching position to, let's say, to the north side, and we're seeing a nice little dip. Then I'm going to be watching how the order flow is received in that area. Is that the best area to buy? There's a lot of different playing things that go into that. But if you're looking for big long-term investing, these fundamentals are probably going to be more important to you. These market, the way that the Fed is perceiving the market, it can be helpful for longer term investing, but it's also good to just have a good broader picture of what's going on in the economy so that you're not caught off guard by any type of news. So if you're trading something during the day and you know that if this, then that, if there's some news out of the Middle East, let's say we have a ceasefire or a treaty, some peace, that can be causing an effect on the market. If you're not paying attention to any of this, you can get wrecked because you don't know what you're expecting, right? So all right, so let's go on to Fed's Barkin, his commentary. He says he doesn't see the economy overheating, but the Fed does know how to respond if it does. The economy is moving towards a better balance. So you can disagree with that statement. I think that's probably one of the more honest things that Barkin has barked about because, he's not really being overly dovish with the commentary. But saying that the economy isn't overheating is somewhat true. We're not seeing that blast off point where inflation is running rampant, but it hasn't reached the point where it's like $18 for a gallon of gas. Like we're not seeing it spread absolutely everywhere. We saw a lot of uptick in inflation, but it could have been a lot worse. It still could get a lot worse, but I'm just saying, I think he's accurate in that in saying that it hasn't been overheating. Overheating is like extreme inflation. We have had bad inflation, but I wouldn't say that we're at the extreme levels. We may never get there. We may get there, but yeah. He did say that he's confident that the current restrictive level of rates can curb demand enough to bring inflation to target. The inflation data this year was disappointing, but the job is all but finished. So he is kind of leaving the door open there, being a little bit ambiguous about what his overarching method is for bringing rates down, which is fine. This is kind of Barkin-esque for him to say these types of things. He did say businesses are still looking to raise prices if they can. The risk is in shelter and services, keeping headline index above target. A strong labor market does provide the Fed with time to gain the confidence it needs to be sure that inflation will fall. The full impact of higher rates is yet to be realized, so he is expecting that inflation should roll as these rates are remaining high. He didn't mention anything about a rate raise, but he did also say that he's optimistic that the current rates can bring inflation back to 2%. So that's probably the strongest statement out of everything he said. Again, that was optimistic that the current rates can bring inflation back to 2%. So him saying that kind of gives people the confidence to say, well, the Fed is no longer going to hike rates. So that we did see the Fed fund futures rates affecting on that commentary. And that's probably why we saw a little bit of a squeeze into the close yesterday. He did say he's worrisome when monthly inflation prints come in higher. But we do have, again, we're going to have another CPI print before the next meeting in June. So we're going to have to see what that read is. So I'm curious to see what you folks think on that. Those are both voting members. We are going to hear from Neil Kashkari today at 11:30. So Kashkari is going to be speaking at 11:30. Remember, he's not a voter, but he does have the wherewithal to move the markets around because people love to hang on his commentary. He's a big time media dog. He loves to be out there, loves to be speaking, getting that engagement money for those speaking engagements. And it will be interesting to see. There's not going to be any media Q&A, but there will be a moderated QA during his session. And I believe he's in California. I think he's in Beverly Hills, actually. So that should be available on the live stream on Minneapolis Fed because that's where he works. He's in part of the Minneapolis Fed. So that should be available on their live stream on their YouTube channel. That's going to be 11:30 Eastern time there. Thank you, Mitchell. Thank you. Ribs, how to read earnings and news would be a good webinar for your membership on Discord. Thank you, Scott. I'll look into that for sure. Auto industry is slowing down. Wholesale prices are on a major decline in the last 45 days. Yeah, I think that we really need to see those prices. We just need to see a shock in the system where prices start to roll and then still nobody's interested at those prices. There was also a report, I think McDonald's came out with a report that they're seeing consumers being much more choosy with their money, which is, again, we need to see more of those cracks to see the effect. The problem is that if prices come down and then consumers get interested at those lower prices, then inflation will just continue to kind of stay sticky, which is sort of the problem that we're running into here. We're not running into an area of price where consumers are going flat with their interest. We're going to areas with price where if we do get any downtick in price, interest remains high. So it's supply and demand. And right now, the demand remains high if we downtick anything on the pricing of the supply out there right now. So it's very, very sticky and very difficult. Honestly, I think all the talking heads speak out of both sides of their mouths, so I don't trust anything but what the charts tell me. I like that, yeah. But it's also good to keep a watch on what's happening because I don't care if they're lying or not. I like to just trade what they're saying. So if we have a statement out of them and the market wants to react and give us some alpha, we'll definitely trade around that. LS Vic is trying shorts from 18,166. Good luck to you there. We are still making, you can see here, we are still making lower highs. We've just been kind of drifting down and then we made a new lower low. So can we break down below and make some new lower lows here? That is the question. We do have news coming out in 22 minutes. It's going to be the Red Book retail sales. And although that should not move the market all that much, it'll bring us very close to that 9 a.m. injection of liquidity there. Jintochi says, I'm already up 1,000, split in 2 accounts. Guess it's time to hit that lock button. There you go, Jintochi. That's nice. Good morning, HT. Good to see you. Please eat more McDonald's, guys. I mean, McDonald's is not that much of a mover, is it? I've never really seen McDonald's be much of a trader stock. Yes, Carl, I did catch that. Is that a real Facebook group? Is that actually real? I wasn't sure if you're trolling or not. I'd be shocked if that was a real group. Okay, if it's real, how many members do you have in there? And are you the architect of that? Good morning, Legolam. Good to see you. If you don't mind, can you show how to copy trade on TopStep X? Absolutely. Let me launch that over here. Let me bring that on down. All right. So bring this over here. All right. So Let me try to make this smaller here. There we go. So right here, you click this settings button, and then you click copy trading. And then from there, you pick your leader account, and then you pick all the accounts that you want to copy to down there. That's all you have to do. And you can copy to however many you want, right? If you only want to copy 2 accounts, you got your leader account, and you got your copied accounts. That's it. Very, very simple. And make sure you have your leader account selected up here, right there. Make sure you have your leader account selected. It'll show you your leader is copying to this many accounts. And that's it. That's all you got to do. Very, very simple stuff. And how you folks liking TopStep X, by the way? See what the tilt is at here. 55% short in the NASDAQ, 53% long in the S&P. That's a great reason to be laying out there. Copier is so awesome. What is, if I have different account sizes, can I adjust the contract size? So whatever you're copying on whatever your leader account is that's what it's going to copy to your other account. So there you go. Also, last night they had a full feature walkthrough when you open the program. Just need to pay attention. Yeah, they did have that. So the next time you open up TopStep X, they have kind of a little mini tutorial where you click next and it shows you all the features there. Ribs, you got to tell them to have a favorite section for the instruments. I'll talk about that today on TopStep TV, see if MP is joining us. Mine will also not copy my XFAs if they're under a certain equity amount. Interesting. I'm liking it. Sometimes it feels a little glitchy to fill limits, but it's still easier for me to execute than on NinjaTrader. There you go. That's great news. You can copy XFA to Combine and any size to any size. Okay, thank you for that there, Deviate. So if you're already funded 1 XFA and 2 Combines all in Ninja, can I start another in TopStep X to try that platform? Yes, you can. And make sure you're taking advantage of that coupon code TopStep X because you want to get the deal that everybody's getting right now. Like I said earlier at the top of the call, $19 for a 50K. Can't beat that. Ribs, you also mentioned recording Bookmap to go back and review it, how it reacted to news. Is that a simple screen recorder, or does Bookmap have historical data download? So it doesn't have historical data download outside of 24 hours, but you can record your screen built into Bookmap, and I record every single Bookmap session. I'm up early, so I'm launching Bookmap early, so I have nearly full coverage of Bookmap. But one of the things that you can do that's really, really easy is that while you're watching Bookmap, or during the day, let's just say that you're not trading, or even you are trading, you have a notepad next to your desk, or you have a Google Docs open, and you just write down the current time of when something happens so that at the end of your session, you can just go back to Bookmap, watch the recording, and go back to that specific time in the market and watch what happened. Bookmap's built-in recording feature is fantastic. It works very, very well, and the recordings are actually pretty lightweight there. So that's how you do that there, Scott. That's exactly how you watch your Bookmap recordings, and that's how you get better at watching Bookmap there. Ribs, do you know if TopStep X has an option to create a bracket order with a stop loss and profit target? Yep, let me bring that up for you here, show you how that works. Just going to keep TopStep X open, actually, so we can go through that here. It's loading on up here. All right, so again, you want to go to your settings. Let me bring this over here. Go to your settings, and then right here under risk settings, you have your risk, position risk profit bracket. So you can risk the amount that you want to risk, and then you do apply to all new positions, your risk dollar amount, your profit dollar amount. There you go. And that's how you do bracket orders currently on TopStep X. How are you enjoying TopStep X, Rips? So far, so good. Only one on it so far, knock on wood. How to duplicate a chart on TopStep X. I believe there is this button right here. I forget which one it is. So I haven't used it all that much myself. I haven't used it enough to duplicate a chart. I'm not exactly sure how to do that. If anybody can help out, I can let you know. Need to be more patient in my trading today. I'm looking for a break and retest before I enter. Break to the north side of 18,200, downside of 18,150. Thoughts on this for today? I like that. And yeah, I think that's good. I'd say maybe change that 150 down to like maybe 140. I'd say bring that down a little bit because there's a lot of liquidity that was contracted in that area right around here. That's what I'd say. The button next to default, it will split the charts. This one right. Let's see. Make a copy. There you go. So you can do it right there. Yeah. So you just click that drop down, go to make a copy. There you go. We are seeing a little perk up here. Peloton is looking for a potential buyout. That's the latest from CNBC. That's all I'm seeing right now on my squawks right now. You're not trading with NinjaTrader? I am currently trading on NinjaTrader, but we did trade on TopStep X. I might trade on TopStep X today on fast markets, but I still am trading on NinjaTrader myself. But as you can see, I haven't taken any trades yet today. Ribs, when you get on TopStep TV, let them know their daily levels for oil and gold are incorrect for today. I'll let them know. Thank you, Mark. Yeah, if I make 4 charts of all of them for NQ, but I want to trade with a specific time frame, how to execute on a certain time frame, you would just probably select the chart that you want to trade off of and make sure that time frame is set. And then you can also link them via the colors. Like there's the colors that you can choose right along here. You can choose what your colors are for your depth of market, your orders, and all that. So there you have it. Do you or anyone in chat know if TopStep X promo code is only available this week? Yeah, it expires Monday. Monday at midnight is when it expires. Hey, Ribs, why does the World Futures Trading Competition average gains is relatively low? I think because nobody really is participating in it. Participation is extremely low because nobody really cares about it. The fees are ridiculous. It doesn't really prove anything. You're basically proving something to somebody who has stolen concepts and can't trade. I think that's kind of the only purpose of it. And that's it. You know, rebranding concepts and can't trade themselves. And they put a lot of fanfare about it. So, yeah, Monday the 13th is when the coupon code will expire. Let's see here. For those who wish to copy, they can also use Open Broadcaster software OBS project. Yeah, the OBS project is great. It's one of those things where you don't have to use it on Bookmap, but if you're trading on NinjaTrader and you want to record the dome on NinjaTrader or TopStep X, use OBS Project, obsproject.com. Have you tried to adjust settlement price time on Ninja? No, I have not. Just leave it all kind of as it is there. There are brackets on TopStep X. We just went over that, but we'll do it again here. So right here, go to your settings. Bring this down a little bit here. Go to your settings, risk settings, position, profit brackets right there. And then make sure you're automatically applying it to all your positions. And that's it right there. There you go with your bracket orders, just like that. There are a lot of videos on TopStep X, mind you. I believe they're on TopStep's channel, and Robert does a great job explaining all of it. How do you get the dotted line for the current price? I mean, I just have it baked in, so I have all of the default settings for mine, so I'm sure that it's just a regular old setting there. Strongly dislike the price action. Consolidation of the big moves higher are a pain. Yeah, this price action leaves a lot to be desired right now. Can't find the NQ June contracts in TopStep X. It's just going to be /NQ. Or the other thing that you can do is just select from the drop down right here. You can select which contract you'd like to trade. Simple as that. Just like that. Will TopStep X copy trade bracket orders without the use of Replicanto? So you can't use Replicanto on TopStep X. They have their built-in trade copier. So it should be copying your bracket orders as long as you're doing it in your leader account there. I have a 50K XFA, 50K Combine, 150K Combine. I can pick any of the 50K and any of the others will follow, but you can't go to a 150K and apply it to a 50K. Good to know. So you have to do it from your smaller account. That makes sense. Okay, thanks. It doesn't attach. Close to settle at the NYSE. Settle close at 3 p.m. Yeah, I've never messed with that there. Who? Can I use the brackets on comp accounts because Trade8 doesn't let me and I really don't like that? Yes, you can. Unless I'm completely wrong about that. As far as I know, you can absolutely do it on that. So we're about 11 minutes out here. 11 minutes out from the Redbook retail sales. You have to set the bracket entry for each account separately. Is that true? It won't work if you're copying. Rips, you mentioned you like art. Did you see the Exit Through the Gift Shop Banksy movie? Yes, that was a good one. What was his name? Mr. Brainwash? We are pushing up here. So we are looking to see if we have a little bit of a breakout now. in the point of control at 185.50. Thanks, Rips. But yeah, I could be wrong, but it made me turn off brackets. Interesting. So, yes, Julius, I did. If you have it copying, you don't have to. Okay, yeah, so the copying should work for the brackets there. Okay, so brackets on my copy trade works for my leader account on TopStep X. There you go. There you go. Is TopStep X using Rhythmic? No, it uses direct data from the CME, Jim. So no, it's not using Rhythmic. Direct data feed from the CME. It's very unique in that. Set the brackets on the lead account. Thank you, Billy Joe. Rips, you use Bookmap for any other market than the NQ? Yes. Right now I have it open for NQ, S&Ps, and Russell. I record all of those. You can have it for everything, for gold. You can have it for oil. Have it for the Dow, whatever you want. It's a great tool. It's geared towards futures. So if there's a futures market, you can get the data plugged into Bookmap and off to the races. So you only have to set the brackets on your leader account in TopStep X, and then as long as you're copying, all of your brackets will copy as well. Rips, did you your inner self-talk this morning when you woke up? Every morning, Richard, every single morning. I said, I will be patient with the YouTube questions today. I will be patient. I will be very, very patient. There's slippage on copied accounts with brackets on my profitable days. I made more in the copied accounts rather than the leader. Reverse is true on my down days. Interesting, Mark. Well, that's good then. Is it mitigating your losses on your down days? Man, Rips, you're really drinking the TopStep Kool-Aid today. It's delicious, CC Grinder. It is delicious. Oh, you lose more. That's not good. Morning, Jay. Good morning, Angel. I know you live in the sticks and like to go in your backyard. Yes, indeed. And it sounds like you watched the Austin Silver podcast there, Richard. When I have a two chart of NQ in front of me, one is 1 minute, second is 3 minute. How to execute on the 1 minute, not 3 minute. I think it's whichever chart you have linked to your color. So going back to this over here, I think it's just whichever one you have selected to the color there. So your chart on the blue one will execute on the blue one there. Do you have any idea why sometimes TopStep X keeps giving API errors mid-trading? I've never experienced that myself. I would take a screenshot and send that to support. Maybe they'll give you a free reset for sending them a bug, right? NQ sideways all the day? Maybe. I mean, we are, just kind of in this wider consolidation pattern from 52 up to 82 right now. Definitely slippage would copy trading in TopStep X during times of higher volume. API errors has to do with your internet connection and speed. Thank you for that, Sean. Locking up the XFA already. Got more to work on. Nice work there, Fun Tasty John. How much are you up today? Hopefully you did well. Caught the podcast as well, Rips. Cool to learn more about you. I just got to connect with Austin. Yes. Oh, hey, Nick for a tick. Give it up. Good to see you there, buddy. Nick for a tick is actually, I think he's like 18th or 12th on the leader, 14th, something like that. He's killing it. So he's doing really, really well. Give it up for Nick for a tick. I think Nick is going to be on later this week. Are you going to be on TopStep TV later this week? Definitely will tune in for that. This may be more of a delay issue more than a slippage issue. A fast connection may help with that. Yeah, I believe that's what the API error is. Hey, Ribs, what do you feel about futures trading post-AI climate? Still viable? Of course. I mean, there's AI trading right now. Tomorrow for Power Players, give it up. Nice. So, Nick, I will be watching your segment, Power Players on TopStep TV. Hopefully, see you in the top 10. Well, look at that. We got Nick in tick and Nick for a tick. I'm rooting for you to crack into the top 10 there, Nick for a tick. I'm still having trouble doing it myself. I keep on getting real close and then not being able to connect. Like last week, FOMC, just, what a bummer. What a bummer myself. I just will never get over that one silly trade that I was just pushed on. Rips, real question. How do you deal with getting kicked yesterday morning with the misreads of the markets for the rest of the day? Just from my knowledge. No. There's no harm. There's no harm in that. How do I deal with it? So I didn't even trade my XFAs yesterday, right? That's number one, right? When I'm out of the pocket, I stopped trading, right? I pretty much stopped trading. The only trades that I took for the rest of the day were when I was on TopStep TV and I was trading my TopStep X account. Had I not been on TopStep TV, I wouldn't have traded for the rest of the day. And that's even if it's a good market. I even closed down my Ninja Trader probably, I think maybe like 30 minutes after getting off the YouTube stream. I streamed with my Discord for a little bit longer, but we didn't take any more trades. And the reason why is because I wasn't reading the market well. And I'm not going to force that issue. In the past, and this is a really good question, Jesse. I appreciate your question. In the past, I would have probably kept on pushing the issue until you finally get a winning trade and you go, I did it. I feel better about myself. But that's not what I do anymore, because there's no good in doing that. Because the sooner that you can identify that you're not reading the market well, and the sooner that you can shut that down, the better you're going to feel. And it's one of those things where if you're continuing to push the issue because you just want to feel that dopamine hit, you get kind of addicted to that feeling. And I'm kind of impervious to losses. I mean, losses suck, right? Let's be honest with each other. Losses suck. It's not fun to take a loss. It doesn't feel good, because it's basically the world telling you that you're wrong. And nobody wants to feel wrong, right? Right? Nobody wants to feel wrong. And so there's an issue with, especially with newer traders, there's an issue with battling that part of your ego that says, well, I don't want to stay wrong here. I want to get right, and I want to feel that hit of dopamine when I'm right. You trade for long enough and you realize going down that path leads you to ruin. And you may get that temporary fix, but it's not without destroying the world around you, meaning that if you have a big enough account, right? And I was there many times early on in my career. If you have a big enough account, you can continue to take losses all day long. There's nobody that's going to stop you, right? If you're trading in equities, there's no lockout button. There's no lockout feature. I don't think that Dash Trader has one. I used to trade on Dash Trader all the time. I know that I'm sure you could probably call a TD Trade desk and say, hey, on my Thinkorswim account, lock me out after I hit $10,000 in losses or something like that. But for the most part, there's nobody coming for you. There's nobody that's going to stop you. And newer traders like to serve their ego more than trying to prepare for the future, right? You should always be trading for the future. And if you've not been trading for a long time, you're often catching yourself trading for that day. I didn't trade my XFAs at all this week so far, right? Do you think that I don't want to make money in my XFAs? I'm sitting here, I'm not on the leaderboard. I want to be on the leaderboard as part of Prestige, and I want to, that's one of my goals right now, to be on that top 10 TopStep leaderboard, especially for the TopStep Trading League that's potentially going to be happening in the fall. But there's a level of prestige that I want to have to be on that leaderboard, and that's something that I would really like to get to. Me not trading is not going to get me there any sooner, but it shows that the level of control that you have to have over your trading. As bad as I want to be on that leaderboard, I'm not going to force trades into the market. I mean, I tried a little bit to force some trades on FOMC, and I went from being up $9,000 unrealized in a position to max loss in my 3 XFAs, right? Up 9,000 to down 9,000 in about 20 seconds. It was a 20-second time period. So that was an $18,000 swing of me trying to push the issue. Obviously, if I would have been using my hotkeys, maybe things would have worked out differently. But the reality is that I had an $18,000 swing. And that's because I was trying to push the issue. The more you try to force things in trading, the less it's going to work out for you. Like right now, I can look at this and I could say, oh man, what a dummy. I should have been long down here. And if I was max contracts, it'd be 45 contracts down there from 52. We're all the way up here, 30 points higher. Wow, I would have made so much money. What would that have been? $27,000 on that trade, right? So $27,000 trade is what I missed right there by not going max contracts on my XFAs. Newer traders tend to find themselves in these traps where they're always going to be looking at, oh, if I would have done this, then this. The reality is that I'm not looking for a trade, especially in my XFAs right now, because the price action is not supportive of my trading style and what I'm looking for. There's obviously somebody out there who saw this differently, somebody who saw this as being, this is a bottoming area in the market and I want to take this higher. And there's probably somebody that caught a nice trade on that. I didn't see it that way, and I'm not going to beat myself up over it. I'm a realist. I'm not living in the woulda, coulda, shoulda reality. I'm living in the reality of I'm going to take it slow. I'm going to take my time, and I'm going to take good trades when I can find them. And there's a lot to be said about that and patience. We always look for, I want to make a lot of money today, right? Newer traders especially. I want to make a lot of money today. I want to make a lot of money today. The market is going to dictate whether or not you're going to make that money in the market. You don't really have control over it. Redbook retail sales out in 20 seconds, and I'll get back to rambling here. Let's see what the Redbook retail sales do. I'm going to zoom into the 1 minute so we can actually see if it does affect the markets here. Redbook retail sales. Sometimes they're a little bit late on this, but a lot of volume in this candle here. Wow, 6%. It seems awfully high. what was it, 5.4% last week? Come on, go. Show it to me. Sometimes they're so slow with updating this. Like, makes me think like I don't have a connection to the service here. I think it's 6 point something is what I heard. Give it up for Nick Dolby. Mr. Nick Dolby here in chat. Can't wait to see you on Fast Markets here, buddy. If I had two wheels, I would be a motorcycle. I love that one. 6%, and last one, okay, was 5.4%. So, yeah, there you go. 6%. So they're up. Interesting. But you see the market doesn't really move all that much. We are 5 minutes from the top of the hour. We should see a liquidity injection there at the top of the hour there. But yeah, going back to what I was saying, it's not like I don't want to make money every single day in my XFAs. If it was like the last day that I could ever trade these XFAs, I could probably extract money from the market. If I push myself up against a wall, I could probably find at least one trade. But I'd rather wait for a nice setup and take those trades and continue to grow my account in that way. Every single time you try to rush and push the issue, you're going to find yourself taking terrible trades, not great setups. You're going to be in a trade and say, why did I even enter this trade? So it's having that patience, having that discipline to wait for those setups to come to you and then take them. And if you can't wait, trade in a practice account if you must. It's not good practice. I don't think it's good practice to just take whatever trades. You should be practicing how you're going to be trading in your real account. And that there's something to be said about that. Not trading when you shouldn't be trading is a big deal. So that's what I would say. Ribs, who was your mentor at the beginning or a great trader you look at from time to time? I mean, I talked about it in the podcast, but George Soros is one of the best traders of all time. Stanley Druckenmiller is very good. PTJ, if you've never seen the Trader documentary, I think it's been scrubbed now. They can't even find it anywhere, but that was a great documentary following PTJ around. He's a fantastic trader. But I had two mentors that specifically took the time out to mentor me, taught me a lot about what I know, and they worked for some larger banks that, they taught me a lot. I will say that. And they took the time to mentor me on a lot of things and taught me a lot that I know now. And I think without their guidance, I would probably not be where I am today. So there's a lot to be said about that. Yeah, you can say that George Soros, his personality is no good, but his trading is fantastic. Documentary is actually called Trader, I believe. The one about PTJ. I think it's just Trader is what the documentary is called, but it's pretty difficult to find it nowadays, but just called Trader. What time of day do you typically call it a day after a morning session? It depends. There's going to be some days where I will trade until noon Eastern time or continue to trade throughout the entire day. Depends on the landscape of the market. If we have opportunities, so far today, I'm not seeing any opportunities that fit my trade plans. So I'm not trading yet. I'm going to be on Fast Markets here in about 20 minutes. Let's see if we got these likes up, by the way. Let's see if we can do a giveaway. If we're at 1,000 likes, we'll do a giveaway. I do want to do a poll here. What are we at? Let's get these likes up to 500 likes. We'll do a poll real quick. We're at 343. We got 2,000 people watching. We can get up there really, really quick. Is it called Trader? Okay. I thought it was called Trader. That is correct there, Celsius Lover. Here's a link for the Trader. Yeah, send that. I don't know if YouTube blocks links. I'm not so sure. It may. Ribs, you must feel like Trump on the stand sometimes on your lives. Nah, not really. No. Vimeo. Okay, so Vimeo. Trader's back up on YouTube. Yeah, give it a watch. I mean, it's great. It's real. It's raw. It's very, very good. So check that out. It's called Trader. Yeah, smash that like button. Let's do a poll here. We're at 18,190. Will the NQ end the day above or below 18,190? All right, here we go. Will the NQ end the day above or below 18,190? What podcast was your interview on? Austin Silver's podcast. So if you just search on YouTube ASFX, it'll pop up. Here, let me link it. Let me link the podcast here. Here it is. Hey, I know that guy. All right, here we go. There's the link to the podcast if you're interested in watching it. Have you tried the Replicano average price indicator? No, I have not actually. I'll have to check that out. Only product I've used from Replicanto is Replicanto itself. I've never seen the average price indicator. Yeah, if anybody in Discord can link the trader documentary, I'd very much appreciate it. That'd be great. So let's see, of the earnings this morning, let's see if any produced anything here. Let's see what Disney said. So Disney beat on top and they meet expectations on the bottom. They raised their EPS outlook. They remain on track to achieve profitability in combined streaming businesses in Q4. How did Disney react on that? Seems kind of mixed. Oof, not so great. So there's your Disney chart on earnings. They probably pumped up a little bit. No, not really. Wow. So Disney back at the levels we were trading back in February. Interesting to see that. Good thing Disney is not the NQ. Thank goodness for that. Oh, thank you. Why do they have it listed as hedged? Just signed up with TopStep last night. The web-based platform is great. Happy to hear that, Jamie. Very, very nice. Is the trader documentary with PTJ 55 minutes long? Let me see. Let me see the one on video here. Vimeo. It is, 55 minutes long. That sounds about right. Very good. Give it a watch if you haven't already. Very, very good. All right, so that injection of liquidity came and went. We are just kind of up at these 195s. Curious if we're going to reject up here. S&Ps are still pushing up. If we did push up here, the level that I want to be watching is up here at 224. A push up to that would bring us potentially up to 241. But we have seen a lot of heavy offers pushing us up here. So there's offers on the counterparty of these trades. Very thick offers. You can see a lot of liquidity here in that 15-minute bar. Let's see. If we get the likes up to, I'll give you folks a break today. If we get the likes up to, let's just say 800. If we do 800 likes, we'll do a giveaway. And then we'll skitter on over to TopStep TV. Have ourselves a no trade morning here on the YouTube. No trades for me, but congratulations to anybody who caught this to the long side. 800 likes is all we need. Get to 800 likes, we will potentially, we'll do a free month of Clubhouse here. Rips, help me make 3K today or I'm blowing my funded account. Well, don't do that. That's crazy. Why don't you just try to make $100? What's the rush? What are you in such a rush for? Great example of discipline by not taking any trades. Yeah, it didn't fit my mold of a trade today. And of course, like I said earlier, you can always look and say, oh, I should have longed it here. And well, it wasn't my trade setup, wasn't my trade plan. Didn't like anything I saw. In fact, it looked like a short to me. We're making lower lows, we're making lower highs, and then we blew out everybody who was short. That's kind of been the market that we've been in these low volatility sessions, these low liquidity sessions. We've just seen it kind of setting up. And then the moment you think it's setting up for a perfect short, then it goes and it just blows out everybody who got short there. Man, sounds like he's holding his own account hostage. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's a good thing, right? Hold your account hostage. Don't let it see the light of day until the trade setup's perfect for you. Tried signing up for TopStep X, can't get into the account. Sent them a note. Hopefully I'll get a response soon. What can you not get into the account for? All you need to do, by the way, is just go to right here. This is the URL to go to once you've signed up for an account. And if you can't sign in that way, you just go to your dashboard and click Launch TopStep X. That's it. That's all you do. All right, give you folks about 2 more minutes here. I have to go on over to TopStep TV. So we are 130 likes away, 130 likes, and we'll do a giveaway. I would love to do a giveaway, folks. Can't receive the code to the phone number. Yeah, I'm sure that support will reach out to you soon there and help you out. We are pumping up here above these 195s. Just when you think the market's about to roll over here at these tipping points, we start to pump back up. Oh, my. 100 more likes, folks. 100 more likes, and then we'll do a giveaway. I'd love to do this giveaway. Kashkari's speaking right now. A little bit early there, buddy. It's not 11:30 yet. He does this all the time. Where is he speaking? So he does say the housing market is proving more resilient to tight monetary policy than has been seen in prior years. We're sweeping higher on that one. Inflation progress seen the latter half of 2023 appears to have stalled. Question is whether disinflation is still underway or just prolonging to take into effect. This is the latest from our boy Neil Kashkari. Making 100 accounts real quick. We are 50 likes away, folks. I'll give it... we're cutting it close here. Try to do this in 2 more minutes here. 2 more minutes. And if we don't want to do a giveaway, we'll just do it tomorrow. No big deal. We'll do it tomorrow. Wait, what and how to use the tilt indicator? It's just going to tell you on the combines, the majority is either long or short in whatever instrument you're watching the tilt for. That's it. You have to pay for CME to use X. Nope, $19 a month, TBJ. And that's for your combine. That's for everything, all included for $19. They're about to stimulate the heck out of this economy until the election. Yeah, it seems that way, doesn't it? 99% TopStep doing great. Only problem with live agent support. Please give them suggestions. They are working on adding phone support, I think. Latest out from Neil here is questions policy restrictiveness given inflation data. Recent slow GDP is due to inventories and net exports, which underlies demand remaining strong. There you go. All right, we got 30 more seconds here, folks. We're cutting it very, very close. Can I trade news on TopStep? Yes, of course. There's no restriction on the events that you can trade. You can trade news whenever you want there. Riz, is it better to trade with level 2 data rather than the free one that comes with prop firms? I use the full depth on Bookmap, so I like using full depth myself. Alrighty, folks. I'm going to be jumping on over to TopStep TV. Let's do a little Rips Raid over there. We'll do a giveaway tomorrow, hopefully. If you can't locate that like button, it's just right below that video. But appreciate your time. Thank you for sharing your mornings with me here. There's the link to TopStep TV. Really appreciate you folks tuning in. I will see you all over at TopStep TV. Take care, everybody. Have a fantastic day out there. Good luck to all of you.